Hello, my name is Robert, and this is Daily English Insights. Let me start with a story that may feel very familiar to you. You are listening to people speak English. You understand the topic. In your mind, you already have an opinion. You know what you want to say. But when it is your turn to speak, your voice disappears, your heart beats faster, your mind goes blank. And in the end, you just smile, nod, and say nothing. This is not because you are bad at English. It is because school English did not prepare you for real conversations. In school, English is often about right answers. One question, one correct sentence, one perfect grammar rule. But real life English is different. Real conversations are messy, soft, and human. Native speakers do not search for perfect sentences, they search for connection. Let me show you the difference. School English sounds like this. I agree with your opinion because it is correct. That sentence is not wrong, but it feels stiff, robotic, and distant. Real life English sounds like this. Yeah, I think so too. Short, relaxed, natural, no pressure. Many learners believe they must sound smart to speak. Native speakers believe they must sound comfortable. This is the first big shift you need to make. Let's start with agreement. Agreement is the safest place to begin speaking. When you agree, you are not fighting. You are joining, and you do not need long sentences. You can agree with very small words. Listen to these natural phrases. Yeah, I think so too. That makes sense. I agree. Right, exactly. These are not advanced. They are powerful because they are real. Now imagine this situation. Your friend says, "This coffee is really good." School English tells you to say, "Yes, I agree with your opinion about this coffee." Real English lets you say, "Yeah, it's really good." Feel the difference. One sounds like a test, the other sounds like a human. Let's practice together. Say it slowly in your mind. Yeah, I think so too. Now say it again a little faster. Yeah, I think so too. One more time. Natural and relaxed. Yeah, I think so too. This is shadowing. You repeat until your mouth feels safe with the sound. Now let's talk about disagreement. This is where fear usually lives. Many learners think disagreement means conflict. But in English, disagreement can be soft, polite, and calm. School English teaches hard disagreement. I disagree with you. This sounds strong and final. Real English often sounds like this instead. I'm not sure about that. Or maybe, but I think differently. Notice how these phrases are gentle. They leave space. They protect the relationship. Imagine a coworker says, "We should work late tonight." In your mind, you think no, but fear stops you. You stay silent. Real English gives you a safe bridge. You can say, "I'm not sure about that. Maybe we can do it tomorrow." You did not fight. You did not freeze. You spoke. Let's shadow again. Slowly. "I'm not sure about that." Again, a little faster. "I'm not sure about that." Now natural. "I'm not sure about that." Feel how calm it is. This sentence does not attack, it protects you. Now let's put this into everyday life. You are talking with classmates. Someone says, "This movie was boring. You actually liked it." You do not need to argue. You can say, "Maybe, but I kind of liked it." That is real English. Soft words like maybe and kind of lower the pressure. This is what native speakers do all the time. They soften, they adjust. They do not speak like robots. They speak like people who want peace. Here is the most important truth. Having an opinion in English is already success, even if your grammar is not perfect, even if your sentence is short. Silence does not make your English better. Small, safe sentences do. In this section, you learned that speaking is not about being right. It is about feeling safe. Agreement helps you enter conversations. Gentle disagreement helps you stay honest without fear. With shadowing, these phrases move from your head to your mouth. In the next section, we will go one step further. You will learn how to express your opinions clearly and naturally, not like a student, but like a real speaker. In the last section, you learned how to feel safe speaking. You learned that short agreement and gentle disagreement are enough to enter a conversation. Now we take the next step. This is the moment many learners wait for. This is where you stop only reacting and start expressing what you actually think. Let me tell you another story. One of my students told me this. She said, "Robert, I can answer questions, but I cannot talk." She could say yes or no. She could agree, but when someone asked, "What do you think?" she froze again. Not because she had no opinion, but because she thought opinions must sound perfect. This is another school English problem. School English teaches opinions like this. In my opinion, I believe that this situation is very important. This sounds serious, heavy, and uncomfortable. Real people do not talk like this in daily life. Real English sounds lighter, simpler, and more personal. Real opinions often start small, very small. Listen to this. I think it's good. For me, it's better. I like it. These sentences are not weak. They are human. They invite conversation instead of stopping it. Let's look at the contrast. Uncomfortable English sounds like this. I think this movie is interesting due to its complex storyline. Natural English sounds like this. I think it's interesting because the story is good. Same idea. Less pressure. Here is a simple opinion structure you can always use. I think because this is A1 B1 friendly and very powerful. You do not need big words. You just need honesty. Let's practice together. Say it slowly. I think it's good because it's easy. Again, a little faster. I think it's good because it's easy. Now natural. I think it's good because it's easy. This rhythm is what makes you sound real. Now let's add something native speakers love. Soft turns. Soft words reduce fear. They give you time. They make your English friendly. Words like kind of, a little, maybe, I guess. Listen to the difference. Hard English, I don't like it. Soft English, I don't really like it. Hard English, this is bad. Soft English, it's kind of bad. These small words change the feeling completely. Imagine you are talking about food. Someone asks, "How is the soup?" You can say, "It's good." That is fine. Or you can sound more natural. "It's pretty good." Or, "It's kind of good, I guess." This is how real conversations flow. Now let's shadow again. Slowly. For me, it's kind of interesting. Again. For me, it's kind of interesting. Now natural. For me, it's kind of interesting. Feel how relaxed your mouth feels. Let's move to real life situations. Movies? A friend asks, "Did you like the movie?" You do not need a long speech. You can say, "Yeah, I liked it," or "It was okay." I think it was a little long. That sentence shows opinion, balance, and confidence. Work ideas are another common fear. A coworker says, "We should change the plan." Old you stays silent. New you says, "I think it's a good idea, but maybe we should try it later." You are not rude. You are not weak. You are present. Social topics work the same way. Someone says, "Online classes are better." You can say, "For me, in-person classes are better because I focus more." Simple, clear, real. Here is the emotional shift many learners feel at this point. One day, you notice something. The conversation does not stop after you speak. People listen, they respond, they ask you questions. That is the moment you realize you are not just answering anymore. You are communicating. This is why shadowing matters. When you repeat natural sentences again and again, your brain stops translating. Your mouth starts moving on its own. Confidence is not courage. Confidence is familiarity. Say this with me one last time. I think it's better because it feels more natural. Again. I think it's better because it feels more natural. Now natural speed. I think it's better because it feels more natural. In this section, you learned how to build opinions like real people do. You learned to soften, explain, and personalize your thoughts. In the next section, we will learn how to handle differences of opinion calmly, even when others disagree with you. Now we bring everything together. This is the moment where English stops being practice and starts being real life. You already know how to agree. You know how to share opinions. The final step is learning how to disagree calmly, clearly, and confidently without fear and without sounding rude. Let's go back to the old version of you for a moment. Someone disagrees with you. Your body reacts first. Your shoulders tighten. Your mind says, "Be quiet, don't make a mistake." So you stop talking. You smile. You disappear. This silence feels safe, but later it feels heavy. You had a voice, but you didn't use it. Now let's meet the new version of you. Someone disagrees with you. You pause, you breathe, you speak. Not to fight, but to express yourself. This is what confidence really looks like. Real English disagreement is not strong English. It is balanced English. School English teaches you to say, "I disagree with you." That sentence is direct and often too hard. Real people soften the message. Listen to this phrase. "I see your point, but I feel differently." This sentence is powerful because it does three things. First, it shows respect. Second, it shows your opinion. Third, it keeps the conversation open. Let's shadow it together, slowly. I see your point, but I feel differently. Again, a little faster. I see your point, but I feel differently. Now natural. I see your point, but I feel differently. Notice how calm it sounds. Here is another useful phrase. That's interesting, but for me, it's different. This sentence is friendly and honest. It does not attack, it explains. Now let's put this into real situations. Imagine a meeting. A coworker says, "This plan is the best option." You think another idea is better. Old you stays silent. New you says, "I see your point, but I think we could also try another option." You are not aggressive. You are involved. Now a friendly debate. A friend says, "Online learning is better than classrooms." You say, "I get that, but for me, classrooms work better because I focus more." You shared your opinion and your reason. That is real communication. Casual chats work the same way. Someone says, "This place is too busy." You say, "Yeah, it is busy, but I kind of like the energy." You disagreed gently and added personality. This is why repetition matters. When you repeat these patterns, your brain learns safety. Let's repeat one more loop. I see your point, but I think differently. Again, I see your point, but I think differently. One more time, natural. I see your point, but I think differently. Now let's talk about ending conversations positively. Native speakers often close disagreements with warmth. They say things like, "But that's just my opinion," or "Anyway, it's good to talk about it." These phrases relax the moment. "Listen, but that's just how I see it." Or, "Anyway, it's interesting to hear your thoughts." These endings protect relationships. Here is the emotional shift you should notice now. You are no longer afraid of disagreement. You're curious. You listen. You respond. You stay present. English becomes a bridge, not a wall. Remember this truth. Confidence does not come from perfect English. It comes from using English. Every small sentence you speak builds trust in yourself. Every conversation trains your brain. Speak daily. Speak imperfectly. Repeat these phrases until they feel like yours. Fluency grows through repetition and real connection, and you are already on that path.